Welcome to our lunchtime webinar series on the online graduate degrees at the Raymond A. Mason School of Business here at William & Mary. We are excited to have you here today for our very first webinar to announce our new College Institute partnership with NCI located in Martinsville, Virginia. Pause it, Jeffrey. I'm getting a there's a delay.
Sure, I think just if you go over one slide, it might be a little lagged there, but should move on to the next slide.
To give you some information about myself, my name is Kevin Holmes, and I serve as Director of Admissions and Enrollment Management for all of our online graduate programs here at the Mason School of Business at William & Mary. I am also joined today by my teammates and colleagues, Jeffrey Banya and Andrew Guevara. They are our admissions advisors on our team, and collectively we will provide you with a great deal of insight today around our portfolio offerings within online education here at the Mason School of Business, but also to answer any questions that may come about as it relates to the admissions process for all of our programs. We will also have a brief Q&A towards the end, and you'll be able to meet them throughout the duration of this presentation. A little bit of information about the agenda today. We're going to start off talking about why the Raymond A. Mason School of Business at William & Mary. What are we known for? What kind of students do we attract? We'll then go in and take a deeper dive into our partnership with the New College Institute. And then from there, we'll give a brief highlight of our different programs in business, ranging from our online Master's of Business Administration degree to our online Foundations of Business Analytics certificate. Jeffrey and Andrew will take over and give you detail about the student experience and what does it mean and what does it feel like to be an online student here at William & Mary. They'll also go over some of the program deadlines as we are accepting applications for our fall 2020 start. First day of classes for the fall will begin August the 24th, and we'll get into the deadlines of our programs a little later in the presentation. Here at the Raymond A. Mason School of Business at William & Mary, we have been recognized through a wide variety of publications, not only having one of the best online MBA programs in the country, according to the Princeton Review and the U.S. News World Report, but we've also been recognized as developing principled business leaders throughout the business community. All of our programs in the online space are AACSB accredited. Our faculty are world-renowned, and they're known for teaching and learning. As you can see, our faculty members have received a great deal of accolades throughout the industry, not only for their teaching in the business profession, but also just William & Mary being one of the top public Ivies in the country. With over 327 years of experience here at William & Mary, we are the second oldest institution in the United States, founded in 1693. But today, for the purpose of this conversation, around our online program, students will be able to walk away with a couple of key outcomes. Students will be able to not only emphasize the breadth of knowledge as it relates to their business acumen, develop their communication skills, learn how to be agile in critical thinking and solving real world complex problems, but also our programs deliver a world-class business education. And our theme is that when you come to the Raymond A. Mason School of Business and you enroll in one of our online programs, you will develop skills to enhance your ability to become a Renaissance thinker and a revolutionary leader. With our new College Institute partnership, we are excited to partner with NCI in the Martinsville, Virginia area to bring William & Mary's online programs to the Southwest Virginia area. NCI brings a wide variety of opportunities to give students the ability to enhance their career skills, obtain formal education needed to succeed in today's ever-changing economy. NCI also offers a very high value, cost-effective opportunity to earn degrees from all of the Virginia premier colleges and universities, William and Mary being the crown jewel of the Commonwealth. NCI also offers students the opportunity not only to pursue bachelor's degrees and certificates, but also graduate degrees in a wide variety of professional tracks and educational roads. Our colleague and partner, Chris McDonald, serves as the student engagement specialist. His contact information is listed at the bottom of this slide. Definitely feel free to contact him at your convenience, and he'll be more than happy to help you facilitate your journey through all of the NCI offerings. I know that William and Mary, we are ecstatic to be a partner with NCI, and we hope to be able to assist you in your future educational endeavors. As far as our portfolio here at the Raymond A. Mason School of Business, we have 4 different programs to choose from. 3 are online masters, full master's degrees, and 1 is a certificate. Our online Master's of Business Administration degree provides students with the opportunity to reimagine problem solving and develop interdisciplinary expertise as a Renaissance manager. The design of the program was founded and based in design thinking, but also was developed to provide future business professionals with the intuitiveness and the perspective that you can be an agile leader in an ever-changing economy. Our new program, our newest program, our online Master of Science and Marketing program, or MSM, we have just launched this program, and we will be enrolling our first class this fall, starting in August. And those that are interested in the MSM degree program often want to become strong leaders in the marketing industry, where they're not only tested and well-versed in a wide variety of strategies that are time-tested, but they're also receiving a formal education to understand the latest technologies in marketing developments throughout the industry. For those that are interested in becoming a chief marketing officer within a large-scale organization or a private boutique firm, the MSM degree will provide you with just that, the know-how and the skills necessary to blaze your own path in marketing. Our online Master of Science in Business Analytics degree, or our MSBA degree, is a more technical degree in the marketplace that provides students with not only the technical acumen necessary as it relates to data programming, whether or not you're using Python or R programming, but it allows our students to gain a competitive advantage, combining the expertise in the latest analytical tools while enhancing your business acumen and communication skills. The program launched in fall of 2018, and just this past May, we graduated our first class of about 27 students. And finally, our online Foundations in Business Analytics Certificate, or FBA, helps you build a basic foundation or the hard skills required in analytics programming. Not only will you be able to develop soft skills by way of our Competing Through Business Analytics course that's part of that curriculum, but you'll also develop your entry-level programming experience leveraging platforms like Python and R programming. The benefit of the FBA is that if you complete up to 8 credits in the FBA, you will be invited to apply for the full Master of Science in Business Analytics degree program with no GMAT requirement necessary. And so we're very excited about we're going into our third semester of our FBA program. With the online MBA program, I think that some of this information may be slightly redundant across our programs, but I will put this up front as a caveat. All of our programs within our online education portfolio are asynchronous. And what that means is that you arrange your professional work schedule and family responsibilities around your academic schedule. There's no set time during the week where you have to be in front of a laptop or a webcam, and you truly manage your time around the program based on your own convenience. Uh, all of the coursework is 100% online, with the exception of a 1 credit hour residency that we offer twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. The residency component, as part of the online MBA, you're required to attend 1 weekend out of the duration that you're enrolled in the program, and you graduates typically are they graduate within 2 years. There's no GMAT required for our online MBA program. And as I mentioned earlier, the program is AACSB accredited. In terms of the program structure, what many students enjoy about the online MBA is the fact that you're taking one class at a time every 7.5 weeks. And so the ability and opportunity to take one subject at a time to focus your sole attention on being successful in that class, students enjoy that the way that the curriculum is structured. The program in itself overall is 49 total credit hours, where you are taking 6 courses a year. Each semester is broken up into a term A and a term B, where you start your first class in the online MBA program. That is the Renaissance Manager course. With that Renaissance Manager course, that will help you take a deeper dive and start to developing your wicked problem. That's also part of the curriculum. On average, our average class size is about 22 to 25 students per class. As I mentioned before, we are currently accepting applications for the fall start. However, we have 3 intakes a year: a January start date, a summer start date that typically begins the beginning of May, as well as our August traditional fall start date. Tuition for the online MBA program calculates out to be about $1,300 per credit hour. And then there's a $600 residency fee for that one credit weekend experience when you will come to Williamsburg and visit the grounds of William and Mary. I'm going to pass the baton over to my colleague, Jeffrey, who will talk to us about the online admissions requirements for the program.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. And thank you so much for that. Before diving into the admission requirements, I definitely want to touch on something that you mentioned there on the previous slide, the wicked problem. It's a huge component to this MBA program because while the curriculum is very well-rounded, it gains a very diverse group of students. It's not really tailored to any one specific industry. Yet at the same time, faculty really want our students applying these new skills to their industry interests, and that's where the wicked problem comes in. So the program is all focused on these problem solving, creative thinking, leadership skills, and everyone by the end of their first course will establish their wicked problem, which is pretty much an unknowable set of potential solutions to this problem that they're grappling with throughout the entire duration of the program. And each course will have touch points that tie thematically to solving their own wicked problems. So it's very much there to create a centered learning experience that really teaches our students how to approach real wicked problems that exist in the modern business landscape. It's a very unique approach that we take. As far as the online MBA admission requirements, kind of touching on what Kevin said, it's a bit redundant for each program, and there are some differences that we'll go over. But of course, to apply, one must have completed their undergraduate degree, a bachelor's from a regionally accredited institution, preferably with a cumulative GPA of a 3.0 or higher. If you fall short of that, don't be discouraged to apply, because as you can see, there is so much more that goes into the decision-making and consideration of one's completed application. Of course, we will require official transcripts from all universities attended if you are admitted and prior to the start of class, but we can certainly use unofficial transcripts in the meantime to render an admissions decision, again, from each individual institution. that you will upload to the online application. That also consists of the most up-to-date resume or CV, outlining about 2 years of full-time professional work experience prior to the start of the program. There is a section of the application where you will add the contact information for 2 recommendations. Think of someone that can really speak to your work ethic and your potential success as a graduate student. Sometimes that might not be someone in the C-suite or that very high title. They might not see your work on a daily basis, and that's okay. What we're looking for here is really someone that can speak to those things I mentioned, your work ethic and potential success. You'll actually add their emails to the online application system, and William and Mary will contact them via email for them to complete actually a brief questionnaire and then an option to upload the letter of recommendation. There are 2 personal essays that are part of the MBA application process. The first one, really a personal statement, introducing yourself to the admissions committee on paper and addressing your commitment. Whereas the second one is a bit more specific, where we want you writing about a time you were in a leadership position, and you'll have a couple different options to write about. So you will come to those directions and the specific essay prompts once you get started on the actual application. Once we do have everything on file, we'll consider your application for review, at which point you might be extended the opportunity to interview. That can be done via video with Zoom, over the phone, or in person once we're able to get those offered again on campus. There is a $100 application fee that's part of the process when you're ready to submit, that is waived through the hard deadline for our fall term, that is July 27th, but we'll go into that in a bit more detail when we get to the deadline section of the presentation.
What really excites me about the newest program that we have here at the Mason School of Business is our online Master of Science in Marketing program. The program, as I mentioned before, is an asynchronous program, but also has a 1 credit hour residency component. And the great part about this program is that a student can graduate in as little as 15 months, in addition to the program being AACSB accredited. The program offers a wide variety of courses within the 33 total credit hours of the curriculum, where you will be learning about marketing analytics. You will be learning about marketing strategy. As I mentioned before, the coursework is completely 100% online, and we offer 2 starts per year, 1 in the fall and then again 1 in the spring. The tuition per credit hour calculates out to be about $1,125 per credit hour, and like the online MBA program, the residency fee is $600. And Andrew will speak about the MSM admissions requirements as it relates to our online marketing program.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. And just want to say, like you and Jeffrey mentioned earlier, the requirements will be quite similar to the online MBA. The main differences being is that there's only 1 essay. So the leadership essay is not included within the MS in marketing program. But everything else is pretty much similar. You still need a bachelor degree from an accredited institution. You still require your transcripts. You still require your resume and 2 letters of recommendation and so on. So once again, pretty straightforward. And like I said, similar to the online MBA moving forward. And another great part about the MSN marketing program as well too is in the sense that similar to the online MBA, you also have the marketing challenge, which is similar to the Wicked problem in the sense that you still focus on an issue throughout your coursework here. And very proud of this program, very excited to see it moving forward this fall and beyond.
Next, our online Master of Science in Business Analytics program, our MSBA, is a great degree program, if you are interested in the field of analytics, if you come from a quantitative background and have quantitative exposure, if you don't, if you are a strategist where you are in the frame of mind of having to manage analysts within the data analytics field, or even if you have more aspirational goals to change careers and develop your skill set and your enhance your analytical capabilities. As I mentioned before, the online MSBA is 100% online in an asynchronous environment. Unlike our MBA and our marketing degree, the MSBA does not have a residency component, and students can graduate in as little as 15 months. There are GMAT waivers available if you qualify, and the program is also AACSB accredited. Unlike our online MBA, the MSBA is only 32 total credits, but the course structure is the same as far as you taking that one subject at a time every 7.5 weeks. We have 3 start terms for our online MSBA program, one in January, another at the beginning of May, as well as I mentioned before, we are currently accepting applications for this August class for fall 2020. The tuition breakdown is a little different, slightly different than our online MBA, as well as our marketing degree program, where tuition per credit hour in the core requirements is $1,300 per credit hour. The MSBA does have a prerequisite component for those that need additional foundational work in programming, such as Python and R programming. And in the prerequisite set of courses, cost per credit hour is $800 per credit hour. I will pass the baton to Jeffrey, who will talk more about the admissions requirements.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kevin. And, before diving into this as well, I think what's also unique about the business analytics degree is that, it technically is a degree offered through our School of Business, yet at the same time, it's super technical with not just artificial intelligence, but 2 machine learning courses, which is almost unheard of in the educational market, or programs only allow you to choose and elect one or the other with your program curriculum, but we think it's important you do both. And I think it really all stems down to the 4 pillars of the curriculum. Again, this is a degree offered through the School of Business, so you're going to have that business acumen component to it, to where, yes, you'll get the math modeling, the computing technologies, you'll be learning to build the right models to perform the right analysis, but doing this technical work to solve business problems. And that's not all. The 4th pillar is about communicating with impact. So not only are you learning how to do all of this technical work to solve business problems, but also get that communication skills to provide it visually and articulate it to the C-suite in a way that they can understand it. They might not have any idea of the work that you just did to do this huge presentation, but man, are you so good at really breaking it down to help them make very important business decisions. So I think that's something very unique about our approach with the curriculum and the 4 pillars of it. Very similar to what Andrew presented for the MSM program, there really only is 1 personal essay as part of the admissions process. So that's the big difference here, just more of a personal statement. But also the GMAT GRE waiver that Kevin mentioned, where many of our potential applicants begin. They send their resume and unofficial transcripts to myself, or Andrew will connect with the associate director to consider the GMAT waiver and let you know under which option you might fall for the GMAT waiver. Once we have a bit more clarity on that, we then typically see someone go into the application process that's all listed here. So if you do have questions, under which option you might fall with the GMAT waiver, we can certainly address that towards the Q&A section at the end of this presentation. But for now, Kevin, I'll pass it back over to you.
And before we go into the foundation certificate, I think one piece of information that's vitally important and what really sets our MSBA degree apart from other online programs in the industry is the fact that by way of completing our program, you would have received over 1,000 hours of on-the-job training using programs such as Python. As Jeffrey mentioned before, our program is designed to not only teach you the theory behind structured and unstructured data, but also providing you with two machine learning courses in addition to a 4-credit class in artificial intelligence. It is a very much technical degree, but you will be able to not only understand how to gather data and scrub data and manipulate the data, but also to visualize the data for strategic decisions. And so I'm excited about not only our online MSBA program, but also our online foundational certificate that is really designed for those individuals who are looking to test the waters of analytics. There is a great deal of job growth in the analytic industry over the next 10 years. And with that said, basic understanding and training and expertise in Python and R programming will be a requirement in that industry. Our online FBA certificate is the first graduate level certificate that we've offered at William & Mary. And like our other programs, the curriculum is 100% online. It is an asynchronous environment, and the degree, the certificate program is 12 credits, where you will have 8 credits of our prerequisite portfolio, but also you will take competing through business analytics, which also serves as the first class in our online MSBA program. There's no residency or on-campus component, and you can complete our certificate in as little much as 8 months. All of the credits that you will acquire in the foundation certificate will be applicable and transferable to our online MSBA degree. And if you complete the certificate in good standing, you will fulfill the admissions requirements for the MSBA degree program. The application process in itself isn't as intense as the other online programs, where you will need to supply us with your bachelor's degree and transcripts from your bachelor's degree from a regionally accredited institution. And there's one personal statement that you need to write as far as how you will apply your learning and the certificate program within your organization. Tuition per credit hour is $800 per credit hour for 4 of the classes, and then $1,300 per credit hour for that competing through business analytics class as part of the program. I am going to pass the baton back to my colleagues, Jeffrey and Andrew, who will talk to you more about what it's like to be an online student here at William & Mary and some of the services that we provide our students, in addition to how students are funding their education and some of the perks of the student services that are available.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kevin. And, I think I've seen it mentioned a couple of times on the slides and even just us speaking, a word that continues to come up, innovative and innovation. And I think that's what William & Mary is all about. With the advancements of technology and the growing demands of our busy working professionals, we had to find a unique way that we can still offer a competitive education in a more online, flexible format for those that are working full time. So with that type of business professional, I think we've come with this great student experience of everything Kevin's mentioned, from the asynchronous format to immersing yourself in one course at a time and being able to focus on that. But also, thinking of this type of busy working professional that's pretty much on the go all the time. How are they going to keep up with the demands they currently have in addition to graduate school? It's quite the commitment. So I think we were innovative in making sure that the online student experience was at that level as well, to the point where our faculty that have authored these online courses spend a solid 6 to 9 months developing one online course. It's a very unique experience. and they spend countless hours with our learning and instructional design teams to make sure that they're leaving the course with the same learning goals of our on-campus students, which is why it's the same degree awarded at the end of the day. But speaking of the innovation, I think what's very unique outside of the learning management system that we use that's super user-friendly is the William & Mary Connect app, to where you can literally pull up your studies on your smartphone, your tablet. Many of our students are traveling not just nationally, but internationally. So, we're dealing with different time zones, many moving parts here, but those smaller assignments and time commitments that contribute to the overall weekly time commitment of our program, you can slowly chip away with the app that's on your smartphone or tablet outside of, doing more of the busier work when you can pull up your laptop and really focus on things. And I think the LMS, getting back to that, with it being so user-friendly, I think we did a lot of research of other online programs out there, and just the research that's been done with graduates from their experience. What did they like? What did they wish could be advanced? And so we certainly took that research and made sure that we applied it to our learning management system and experience too. So simple as tracking your progress in the course. There's so much brain power and energy that's wasted as an online student just trying to figure out, what was I doing last and where do I need to go? So we created a very unique tool that eliminates that. So you really can pick up with where you left off and get to what needs to be done. Other simple things like taking notes within the learning management system. So you can really keep track of that and what has meaning and value to you. But also, keeping in mind this type of busy online students, we definitely wanted to make sure that tech support was there. So they are available 24/7. And I think, kind of closing and summary of the online student experience, William & Mary has a huge support system here for you. I think that's what is very unique about our approach outside of being innovative, in that we are a small public Ivy League school, and we wanted to make sure that intimate environment is within the online setting as well. And that contributes to the overall online student experience, from not only just tech support, but career services, and even a dedicated student success coordinator that's with you throughout the entire duration of the program, that Andrew will go to in a bit more detail on the next slide.
Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. And that's a great transition. And we are, like you say, small public Ivy League institution. You're not just a number here at William & Mary. You really do mean a lot to us, and we want to make sure that you are very successful in this program. And so that is why you will be assigned your own dedicated student success coordinator, and his or her job will be assisting you with registration, orientation, and any other questions that may come up during your time here at William & Mary. So feel free to reach out to them via phone or email. They are here to assist you with any questions that may come up during your time, because it's not easy transitioning to a graduate program, let alone doing it while you're working full time, right? So it's great to know that you do have someone here who has your back, who will communicate with you and assist you and guide you along the way as you continue your studies at William & Mary. So I'm very proud of this, the dedication that we have here at William & Mary. So the next slide, I believe we'll be talking about how to finance your MBA. And I think Jeffrey can share more about that. Jeffrey?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Andrew. So very simple, at the graduate level, it's most commonly seen that our students are applying for financial aid, which at the grad level, there are no grants. That's reserved for undergraduate students who tend to not be working full time. So it's very much so in the form of Stafford loans. Stafford loans aren't based on your need, credit, or income. So as long as you're a US citizen, permanent resident that isn't in default of prior educational loans, you should be eligible for about $20,500 per academic year to assist with the cost of tuition. There's also the Grad Plus loan, should you need to take more assistance out, should the Stafford loan not cover the total cost of your tuition investment. We also have payment plans that allow you to pay as you go by semester. So we certainly see some students doing a combination of that along with financial aid. And then the very few that are blessed by their employer to have any type of tuition assistance program may do a combination of all three. So definitely look into your employer's benefits that they have there. Maybe connect with them and see if there's any type of support they might be able to offer you while you're pursuing your education too, because that might take some time to be approved for your employer. So it's always a good idea to get that process started sooner rather than later. And lastly, William & Mary is a yellow ribbon school, very military friendly. So if you do have any benefits available to you, definitely let your admissions advisor know. We'll certainly get you in touch with our Veterans Benefits Office so you can start piecing together all of the paperwork that comes along with that and have a better picture of what things look like from a financial standpoint. So that would be a kind of a quick recap and summary of different ways to finance your not only MBA, but online graduate education with William & Mary.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeffrey. So here are the deadlines for the upcoming semester. So right now we're focusing on fall of 2020. Unfortunately, the priority deadline has passed, but that's okay. You still have until July 27th, which is the final day for you to submit your application for fall, which class then begins on August 24th. After that, we have our spring 2021 semester, which is still open for students to apply for. So the priority deadline is not until October 23rd. And then we have the final application deadline, which is on December 4th of this year. And then class begins January 11th of 2021. So very exciting, very happy for these upcoming semesters. Should be a great group of students. And once again, it is still open. So if you do plan on moving forward, my colleague Jeffrey and I are available to assist you with applying, with reviewing your resume and your essays and so on. We're happy to get you started fall, spring, and beyond.
Thank you, Andrew. At this time, we have a few minutes left in the webinar. We will open up the floor to any questions that came in over our chat during the presentation. But I want to give a big shout out and a great deal of gratitude and appreciation for Andrew and Jeffrey. Without them, this process wouldn't seem as smooth as it is. And I certainly appreciate the care and compassion that they provide to all of our applicants. And I look forward to hearing more stories about how they have helped facilitate your experience to enroll here at William & Mary. And so we'll open up the floor to any questions that we may have before we wrap up. And though we don't have any questions that have come in, I have a question that I will pose to Jeffrey or Andrew. Either one of you can take on this question. What is the biggest concern of our applicants as they begin the admissions process for graduate school?
That's a really good question, Kevin. And I think, many of our applicants are seasoned, talented professionals. So the idea of applying to graduate school is kind of a huge question mark of what does this even look like? And my best recommendation is just creating the username and password for the application account, because it really breaks everything down by each section. And this is something one can log in and out of, take it one step at a time. I think there's sometimes a little fear, maybe a little anxiety of this sounds like a lot of work, and I just want to start maybe getting my paperwork in order, when in fact the application is really there to help guide an applicant throughout the process, where they can upload their documents when it's ready, where they will, as I mentioned, enter the contact information, specifically the email for their reference, where they will find the directions and the essay prompts so they know exactly what to write about. I think that's usually the biggest concern and obstacle that seems to be on the front end with myself and Andrew working within the Center for Online Learning is just, where do I even start with this? And that's usually the best place to start, just because it really does break everything down. And I always mention setting mini goals. Take this one step at a time. You can hold off submitting your application until whenever you're ready. In a sense, it's just a portal that's holding all of your personal documents until you're ready to take that next step, submitting your application, and then being considered for review.
I will also say that once you get to me as an applicant during the interview phase of the process, you're coming down the home stretch. We have reviewed your application at various levels. And so when you make it to the interview, a lot of the hard work is done with the assistance of Jeffrey and Andrew. And so I know that applying to graduate school can be a bit intimidating, but you can trust and be assured that our team here at William & Mary, we appreciate the investment that you will make, and we will be there with you every step of the way in your application process. Well, we don't have any further questions today. We appreciate those who attended this webinar announcing our partnership between the Raymond A. Mason School of Business and the New College Institute. And thank you so much for Jeffrey and Andrew in participating in this webinar today. Their contact information is listed below. And so if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email or give us a call, and we will be more than happy to get you started on your pathway to William & Mary. We thank you for your time.